I know you feeling this.
What is going on, YouTube? 5.0 Promo here, back with another video. And today's video, guys, we got a good one because I am doing an updated video on the killer chiller for my 2019 Roush Charged Mustang. So before we get into that video, just wanted to give you a little heads up on the new Edge. If y'all seen my post, yes, I picked up this new Edge. Everything's pretty much running on it. I ended up selling my 2012 F-150 to make some really good quick cash, so I needed it daily, so I went ahead and picked up this new Edge. It's a beater, but that's for another video because I'm actually picking up a second new Edge tomorrow actually, but that's for another video. Today's video, killer chiller content. So we are in Texas and it is well above 90 degrees. I want to say it's about 95. I jumped in the car on the way home from work and it was showing 98 degrees ambient temp outside. So what perfect time to go ahead and give y'all an updated video on the killer chiller than now. We are in summertime, heat soak is real, so I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all how the killer chiller performs, if it is effective. Like I said, I installed this killer chiller back in like November, so I really haven't been able to put it to the test, but we're gonna go and start putting it to the test now. Because we're going to put it to the test doing some rolls. We're going to put it to the test at the track. And I'm also going to get it on a dyno. So we're going to put it to the test on the dyno as well. But for today's vid, we're doing some rolls on the street. That way we can get Daryl his data logs. And so he can check everything out, getting us situated for the track next week. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and wash up first because I just got home from work. So want to get out these clothes and get into some fresh clothes, and then we will start loading up the tune, and from there we will go do our data logs, and I'll have our pulls showing IAT2s. So let's go and get into it. Alright guys, so now that we got a shower out the way, we're a little freshened up, even though I'm sweating because it's hot as hell out here. Look how hot it is, 94 degrees. But we're in the car. We got the laptop and we're about to start getting the new tune file transferred to the car. So now it's pretty much downloading the tune. Alright, so while that is downloading to the vehicle, let's go ahead and go over some updated info on the killer chiller. This is updated info now that I've had the killer chiller for quite some time now. I'm going to talk to y'all about things that I didn't mention because I was unaware until I've had the killer chiller for some time now. So now, one of the things that people would always talk about was in-cabin temperatures. So with my experience, yes, it does give you some in-cabin temp issues. Now, what I mean by that is I've noticed that when you're above 90 degrees ambient temp and the car has been sitting for a while baked in the sun, when you're above 90 degrees or above and you go to start the car, you're going to notice at first that your in-cabin temps aren't going to get cold. Now, reason being is because AC works off of pressures, and at idle, because you got more volume of refrigerant flow going through your system, your pressures need to build up higher than at idle. And so once you start moving, you will notice that your temps will start to blow cold again. So in that situation, you start driving, your AC starts blowing cold, but then as you come to a stop, it will start to blow a little warm. And this only happens for like the first few minutes of driving. After you've been driving the car for you know, give or take maybe 6 to 10 minutes, your AC is ice cold, no fluctuations of the in-cabin air temp, just at startup and the first like 6 minutes and under of driving. So yes, that's where it does mess with cabin temps, and then after that it's fine. Now if it's 89 degrees or below, you don't have any issues with in-cabin temps that I've noticed. So that's the one thing that people always complain about, and I never understood what they meant by it, but that's exactly what they mean by it. Then, oh, so that's done. Okay, well, let's go and get in the car. All right, so let's go and start it up. Yeah, as I was saying about the in-cabin temps, so right now we are at startup. Let me get the store. Right now we are at startup, and I just started the car, and I'll give it about 5 minutes and we'll see what the temps are at idle. You can say it's been 5 minutes now, and let's go and check what the temps are. I don't know if you can see that. 65, 62. It's at 58 now, 57. So, I mean, it's not like blazing hot, but it sure as hell isn't cold. Let's start giving it a little gas, and it'll start getting colder. You see, your pressures are building, so you actually have to get moving to build your pressures because the volume is so much more of refrigerant. So yeah, that is one of the issues with the killer chiller. But to be honest, all cooling mods have some kind of downfall to their own. I'm giving you all a downfall on what it is when getting a killer chiller. The other I guess you could say downfall, is when you go to do a pull at watt, which is wide open throttle, your AC compressor at that point disengages, which is a good thing because you don't want those pressures getting too high. Otherwise something's gonna blow up, meaning, you know, something in your AC system, not your engine. But so at watt, your AC compressor disengages, and at that point your refrigerant flow is not going to be moving then. So then you'll start to feel warm air coming out the cabin and that's going to be during your pull because you're in wide open throttle. Now, as soon as you get out of wide open throttle, you will see or feel that your in-cabin air temps are starting to get cold again. So that is the other downfall, I guess you could say, with the killer chiller. Really, those are it. If you got it straightened out to where you don't have no AC leaks and everything's running efficiently as far as the install, those are the two downfalls. I wouldn't even call them downfalls, to be honest, just because like right now it's not so bad. It's 94 degrees outside, and you saw it was about 60 degrees. Once I start giving it some gas, it gets down to 30s. I'm okay with that because all I really care about is my iat2s. So let's go ahead and get the phone set up, and let's take a look at our iat2s sitting here at idle for over 5 minutes. Actually, I can't hook it up yet. I have to have the MPVI2 hooked up to data log. My bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and send Daryl his data log, then I'll come back and we will get into the iat2s during the pull. So I'm gonna go do a watt pull for Daryl's data log, get that knocked out, and then we will do our watt pulls for the killer chiller. My bad. Let me go ahead and get into that after I get this taken care of, because like I said, I'm getting situated for the track next week, and I want that taken care of mainly because next week is a big deal to get into the 9s. Let me get that situated and I'll get back with y'all, okay? Alright, so we're getting on the highway. We're gonna go ahead and get Daryl what he needs, his watt pull in whatever gear. So we're gonna go ahead and do that here. engine, saying everything was good. So now that we got that out the way, we're gonna go ahead and have some fun ourselves. Now it's 91 degrees outside, and look at my intake air temp 1. It's at 131, but look at intake air temp 2. We've been idling here for about 10-15 minutes while I've been sending him the data log, and that's just idling. So once I get some pressures up and get moving, those will drop. So I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all monitor that. We're gonna hit the highway and we're gonna go ahead and do our pulls for the killer chiller purposes. IAT 1 is at 132 because we've been sitting here for so long. Obviously it's gonna go down as we start moving. But intake air temp 2 has been sitting at 111 as we've been idling there for over 10-15 minutes now. So, and it's gonna go down and go down. I mean, it matches whatever the IAT 1 is. That's insane. And it's 91 degrees outside. So we're gonna flip this bad boy around. We're gonna go ahead and do a pull. But yeah, cruising. IAT 2's at 96 right now. But we want to see what it is right before a pull, during the pull, and then after the pull. So that's what I'm gonna get y'all. So let's go ahead and fast forward this to the point where we start doing the pull. Slow it down. It drops 113, 111, and went up to 129, and my timing doesn't start pulling up until 140, says my tuner. So timing does not start pulling up until IAT 2 hits 140. There you have it. We can do another pull right now. I mean, we're sitting at 105. All right. Back-to-back pulls and not even hit over 140. Let me get off this hot road. I done made this road hot. Alright guys, so I just got home. As you can see, the logs of the IAT2s, everything was good. Didn't reach over didn't even touch 140 from a 50 to 130 or 140 roll. And as you can see, no timing was pulled. My tuner doesn't pull timing to 140, so you know, it's good stuff. It's a good setup. It's very efficient. I did those 2 pulls back to back, and you know, y'all saw how quick the temps drop. You know, y'all saw what they rise to during the pull, and y'all see what they're at after the pull. So that's what it looks like when you're doing rolls. So the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna get on a dyno because I want to get my solid numbers. So we're gonna do that, and y'all will see what the IAT2s are while we're on a dyno. And then you're gonna see what about from a stop when you're at the track. Obviously at the track I will be using a drag valve, and I noticed actually when you have the drag valve on, your IAT2s actually even drop lower than what they are with the valve off. So I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all data at those times as well. But for now, today was just some rolls for y'all. I needed to get my revision straight for track day. Big shout out to my tuner, Daryl Wangard from Wangard Performance. Dude does awesome tuning. This is a guaranteed, or hopefully a guarantee within this temperature. That's what it's gonna really come down to, is the DA and the temp outside when we get to the track. But I'm confident enough with what my iat2s sit at that we will get down the track and hopefully see 9s. But until then, guys, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I got plenty of content coming. And if you liked the video, hit that like button for me. It helps me out a lot, guys. With that said, 5.0 Primo, and remember, street car shit only, guys. Peace.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living.